Hey guys, walk and talk. I actually have a question, general wonderment to pose to you guys, because I speak often about the fact that it's okay to not be okay, and for you to show up in your realness and your vulnerability and just whoever you are in the moment, because it's a part of life. You're never always going to be hunky-dory. You're never going to be happy and good all of the time. In fact, sometimes things are going to really suck. And you might be processing what's happening in your world, or you might be processing emotion, or whatever it is. But the thing I'm really curious about is oftentimes people withdraw from being their true, authentic self, the trickier pieces of themselves, because they're afraid of being a burden or dumping their shit on someone, or whatever terminology you like to use. And I really want to call bullshit on this, because no one on the face of the planet has all of their shit together all of their time. It's not possible. And we're designed as human beings to co-regulate, to need one another, to share, to be in tribe, to connect. In order for us to heal and overcome these things, we do really need one another, and we do really need to show up as our authentic self, whether you're having a down day or an emotional day or navigating something tricky or whatever it might be. So today I'm curious for you to maybe explore, where are these stories playing out in your life that maybe you'd be a burden if you share your emotions or share what's real for you in the moment. And be even more curious as to whether that's a trauma response. You know, who told you that it was a burden for you to share your truth? Who told you that you were too much in your full capacity of emotion? What happened to you to make you feel like when you're real and raw that it's difficult to hold space for you? Whatever story or narrative you're playing, I'm just really curious as to what was the trauma behind it? What was the shitty thing that happened to you that made you feel like you couldn't share, that you had to shut down or squash the emotion for fear of being vulnerable or being rejected, or whatever the story might be? So I'm really curious to hear from you. Do you feel like when you are really raw and really real in maybe your quote unquote not best self, do you feel like you're going to be too much or a burden, or that you're dumping your problems on other people? And why do you feel like that? I'm super curious, and I want to hear from you on this one. So comment in or DM me. And I've also got a little free article for you guys as well. Just the link for that is in my bio or in the comments, depending on where you're seeing this. So if you want a bit of a tough time survival guide, I've got a few tips in there to help you. But yeah, let's keep this conversation going, because I don't think we're supposed to squash those pieces of ourselves that are maybe a little bit trickier and more challenging to love. I think that those pieces are just as real as our silly, funny, joyous, courageous sides of us, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I will chitter chat to you soon.